Our self-image was, deteriorated bad. We didn't believe, wow, could we ever get to zero?
But then God says, He will give seed to the sower, and He will give bread for us to eat, and He will multiply our seed sown.
Offer unto God thanksgiving, make your vows, pay your vows, and He'll deliver you in the day of trouble.
The bands of oppression are broken in my life. It's not there no more. The bands of poverty is no longer hovering over me. I'm set free. You got to have vows with God, and then it releases the blessings from heaven into your hands, spiritually and financially.
Offer unto God thanksgiving, and pay thy vows unto the Most High, and call upon me in the day of trouble. I will deliver thee, and thou shalt glorify me. Psalms 50, 14 and 15.
Rather than alive and excited about life, it was like just another day. Well, here's another day again. We got bills to pay, and that's it. That's our life. That's my portion of life, just bills.
Our self-image was, deteriorated bad. We didn't believe, wow, could we ever get to zero? We were in debt. How can we get to broke?
Like many newlyweds, Rosemarie and Glenn's beginning years of marriage were tarnished by accumulated debt.
We were tithers, however, sometimes sporadic. When we first got married, my wife didn't want to do it. She says, no, your income isn't paying our bills. How can you do this too?
Then one day, Rosemarie happened upon Success in Life.
And he was talking about the widow woman, and she had a last meal, and she was going to eat it, and she was going to die. And then the prophet, Elijah, he talked to her. He said, if you make me a meal first, your meal barrel will not be dry. And when he said it, the presence of God just filled the room. I knew that the Lord spoke to me about making a vow. I will have to step out of the circumstance and trust Him. And that I wanted to make a vow of $100. Now, at the time, $100 was a lot, but I obeyed the Lord. And all we had at that time was $12, just our last $12. So it's either I hold on to $12 and die, or I give it. And me and Glenn, I told Glenn, my husband, about it when he came home, and we wrote a check out. We went to the mailbox and we put it.
They gave their last $12 believing God would deliver them, and they needed it because their car was to be repossessed the next day. After they mailed their vow payment, Glenn took Rosemarie to a job interview.
And she walked in, it was just to be an interview, and they usually find out weeks later whether they've got the job. Well, they hired her instantly, and she had got the job. And also $1,000 came into our hands the next day, and that took care of that crisis right then. And we also paid the $88 remaining on the vow. Okay, immediately I was high in faith, and I made immediate vow for $1,000 right then, because that wasn't the end of all our problems, and we wanted to be prosperous. We wanted the life that Bob was talking about we could live, above and not beneath. All of a sudden, we just had an inner peace because we were in faith. We had paid a vow, and we knew we were going to continue. We knew it was going to be a part of our life. So at that time, in a matter of 2 weeks, my business multiplied. I had 10 people working for me to handle the contracts that had come in.
Since that time, they've been able to take a month-long, $10,000 vacation to visit Rosemarie's family in Trinidad. And they've stretched their faith even further through a $10,000 vow.
This took a big step of faith, because I knew in the past that every pledge we made, we paid on it. But $10,000 was a lot. But then God says, He will give seed to the sower, and He will give bread for us to eat, and He will multiply our seed sown. So we just went ahead and did it. I called the Success in Life Ministry, and we pledged. And He just moved us into new opportunities, new business opportunities that both me and Glenn, we're just so excited about. What's so exciting is that we're able to pour our life into other people. And coming on the Bob Tilton ministry, listening to his teaching and the revelation that God's given him on vowing, it's blessed our lives. It's blessed our lives so much now. It's just a lifestyle to give and to make vows.
Offer unto God thanksgiving, make your vows, pay your vows, and He'll deliver you in the day of trouble.
The bands of oppression are broken in my life. It's not there no more. The bands of poverty is no longer hovering over me. I'm set free. And I believe that when you make vows, that you experience a deliverance in your life. Nothing could change it. And it's only by paying vows. Beyond your tithes, you pay your tithes, but also you gotta have vows with God. And then it releases the blessings from heaven into your hands, spiritually and financially.
Offer unto God thanksgiving, and pay thy vows unto the Most High, and call upon me in the day of trouble. I will deliver thee, and thou shalt glorify me. Psalms 50, 14 and 15.